Today I'm going to go over updates that Fisch needs to add to the game. Before we get started, I do want to announce that I do have a Discord server for this game. I'm going to be doing giveaways, giving away Megalodons and more. Make sure you guys do join that if you are interested. The link will be first in the description. So getting straight into it, kind of explaining what I'm doing here. I made a few different concept images of different game features that I would feel like improve the quality of life of this game or the overall just features of this game. Keep in mind, I am not a game developer or UI designer. These images are just from me, an amateur who just used Photoshop and threw them together. So starting off with something simple with the bait crate. So let's say I wanted to buy 10 bait crates. So we purchased the 10 bait crates and now we have them. Opening up 10 bait crates, it's no problem. We just open them up just like so. Doesn't take too much time. However, if I buy an absurd amount of bait crates, like let's say 100, now it's going to be a little bit more of a hassle to open these, and as you know, if you go up and up, like in the 1000 2000 range, it's going to start taking a good amount of time just to open up the bait crates. And when you have a decent chunk of change, you want to open quite a bit of them so you're stacked up so you can go and fish a lot. So for my concept image is, instead of when you click and it opens up one crate and gives you some items, instead make a UI box just like I've created here, where you can select the amount that you want to open up and you can click on the yes button and it will open up that mini crate. I feel like this will just help out a lot more, especially because I use auto clickers just to open up bait crates because of how long it takes sometimes, especially for mobile players when you don't really have access to an auto clicker. I feel like it's definitely a good feature to have. Now, another feature that is kind of connected to this, when you open up a lot of bait crates extremely quickly, you can see this giant text appears right in front of your character. It appears on your screen. It's a little annoying. It's not the end of the world. It's just something that can be fixed to make it look a little better and more like polished. Taking inspiration from big games Pets Go, when you receive items or collect them, it appears on the right. I think it's just out of the way and it still gives you the information you want to know, but it's not just up in your face. So I've created this little concept image here. Just make it so like 5 or 6 is the maximum that can appear, and it will like fade out as it goes down the list. But when you're spamming a bunch of bait crates, it'll kind of just stack up over there on the right side to be like out of your view but also in your view at the same time. I think it does just look more modern. Let me know what you guys think. Now, the next quality of life change I would add is up there, so let's go up there real quick. Okay, so I'm sure some of you guys can probably see where this is going, but if not, let me go ahead and explain. So in this game, we obviously know that there are treasure maps. Now, these treasure maps can start stacking up quite a bit, and they're just kind of annoying because they fill your inventory. They don't sell, or you can't sell them. But if you want to actually get them out of your inventory, you have to go and complete them. So let's say I wanted to complete this one. To complete it, I need the Y and Z coordinates. So what I do is I go up to the NPC here. I talk with him. He's going to say, how can I help you? I'm going to ask him to fix my map, and then he will fix it and give me the coordinates. You can see how kind of scuffed that is in general, because you kind of have to open your inventory if you have a lot of them, because your hotbar, you don't have enough slots to put them all in. So your hotbar is taking up half your screen. On top of that, your map is taking up half your screen, so you can't even really fully see the UI over here. So I think there is a better way to clean that up. So here's my idea. You walk up to the NPC and you get this prompt instead. It will tell you the price of the map to fix it, something along those lines. And then it takes you into this UI. Once you click it, it will allow you to select different treasure maps, the amount of treasure maps you want to use out of your inventory. It will be highlighted to show which ones you have selected, and then you can click the fix button and it will fix all of those maps. Now, obviously, if you don't do them all, it'll kind of be hard to keep track of which ones are fixed, so you'd have to just spam click through, so that's a little annoying. So they could just add something simple to show which one's fixed, have like a little check mark in the bottom right of it or something along those lines. That way you don't have to spam go in and out of this guy's prompt fixing maps with half your screen taken up, so the UI is covered and it's just a mess. I feel like this would definitely make the game a lot better. It's just the small things sometimes, in my opinion. Speaking of small things, another little simple idea I have is this open backpack button down here. I feel like it is kind of not really interactive, if that makes sense. I don't fully know how to explain it, but you hover over it, nothing really happens. Like, you get no feedback. It's a very small area to click to open your actual backpack. Now, granted, you can click that logo there to open your backpack, but it's just such an out of the way button I don't ever really click it. So I came up with this. Just remove the open backpack sign and just add a simple little button in the bottom left, since the bottom left has no UI at all, of just a backpack button. Or you can even move it directly next to the hotbar, just to put it next to where your backpack is and just have it there. So I've never played this game on mobile, but I imagine that button could be a little harder to click on mobile. I don't really know because I don't play it, but I think this would be an easier way. Another thing I kind of want to mention, I feel like there should be just a whole inventory overhaul. I feel like that should be one of the major updates, because not only is this UI just extremely laggy because it's using like the built-in Roblox backpack UI, but it just gets cluttered when you have a lot of things and none of them really have icons. It's just a bunch of words everywhere. Yeah, we do have the sorting system, but it's not really that great in my opinion. I will say something they did do that was a good change is being able to type something in your hotbar staying. What I mean by that is, let's say I wanted an enchant relic, for example, before if you typed in the word enchant relic, all of your slots in your hotbar would just disappear. So you couldn't drag and drop your enchant relics to your hotbar, but now you can do that. So it does make it a little better, but I still think there's just a better way to do it. Like I said, I'm no game developer or UI designer, so I didn't actually create an inventory system for this because that's quite complex, but they're obviously way more talented than me. I'm sure they could come up with something. While we're on the topic of inventory, just another simple thing to throw out there that everybody wants, and I don't know why it's not in yet, is saving your hotbar when you rejoin the game. So if I have a inventory hotbar set up like this, you know, things you want in your hotbar rather than joining the game to a bunch of random treasure map, fish, lunar, enchant relic, all this random stuff in your hotbar, just let us join the game with our saved hotbar. The next one involves this NPC right over here to go down to the enchants. So I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this, but just talking to this NPC, you have to do this. He asks how it's going. You click, can I use the elevator? He says it'll cost you. You have to say how much. And then you have to click on deal, and finally it'll take the money, give you a token, and you can use the elevator. That's just 3 unnecessary clicks to use an elevator. I understand they want some lore to the game, so I suggest what they do is make it so you get kind of that prompt the first ever time you use it, and then afterwards, once you walk up to the NPC, this is what it will look like. Just have a simple buy elevator with the amount that it costs. You can click that and you'll be able to go down just in one click. And then underneath that, you can still have the like, what is this place for the lore, so in case players are, you know, returning after a year of playing, they forget what everything is, they can still know what it is with that. Or another idea that I didn't make a concept for, just walking up to the elevator, just make it you where you click E and you can buy it. We're now on to the last one. This one's more of a fun one. It's not necessarily a huge issue or anything like that, but I figured the menu could use a little revamp. Nothing insane, but I would just recommend moving the title section to a new button. We already have a completely new button for stats, and since title isn't really a setting, just add a new title button directly below the settings and stats, and once you click it, it will open up this menu where you will have all of your titles available right at hand, and it will show you all the locked titles so you can kind of know what to go for if you're a completionist who just likes getting everything unlocked in the game, like completing your bestiary and going for the hidden challenges to get those titles. Something I want to add about the titles being in the normal menu is when you first open up the menu box and you're just scrolling down maybe to try to get to the code section, my mouse naturally just goes to the middle of my screen, so when I'm scrolling sometimes it will get caught up in the scroll box where the titles are, so then I have to move my mouse outside of that area to continue scrolling. It's super tiny, it's not a big deal at all, but it does remove that tiny issue. Like I said, it's probably not a problem not a lot of people have, but it is a very tiny pet peeve that I have when scrolling the menu, mainly when I'm just messing with my preferences for auto sale. Adding achievements I feel like would also be a super cool incentive, just as a little bonus to throw on there. That's all for this video. I just wanted to throw together a little concepts to give my 2 cents on how I think the game could be a little bit better than it already is. Like I said, I'm no game developer or UI designer, so take everything I say with a complete grain of salt. Real quick, I am going to be streaming for the update that's on December 14th. It's going to be the part 2 for the Christmas update. I'm going to be streaming an hour before it starts, which is 8 a.m. So I'm going to be live at 7 a.m. EST. Make sure you do tune into that. I'm going to be doing giveaways during the live stream to people who need it, and you guys will be able to like join my game and come fish with me and all that stuff. So make sure you just join the Discord for the full announcement on that. Once again, the link to my Discord is the first link in the description down below. So yeah, that's basically it. If you like this video, drop a like. Let me know what you guys would change or add in the comment section down below. Drop a sub to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one.